Hey guys, I'm just an underage 26-year-old giving updates on my $120,000 plus portfolio. The most recent inflation report may have been a little disappointing. Seems like nobody can guess when inflation may finally be cured. But one thing that I can always bank on is my dividend stocks always coming to the rescue no matter how bad the market does. Dividend investing is just one of the many ways I plan to support myself in retirement. It's probably the most passive investment one can make. Today I'll go over exactly what companies paid me last month and how much. If you're gonna take anything away from this video, just remember this one financial quote. The only person in charge of your financial future is you. I'm not gonna reach financial freedom by the choices I make today, but the continued buildup of all the choices I make every single day, getting me that much closer to financial freedom. Now, when dividend companies give annual pay raises, that makes life so much easier. So let's check out what companies increased their dividend in the last month. We see Halliburton with a 33% increase in its dividend. We also had Chevron with a 6.3% increase. Yeah, what's that I heard about oil companies dying? The Joseph Carlson favorite, S&P Global, with a 6.4% increase. That's 50 straight years of dividend increases for this company. Maybe Joseph is onto something. We also had BlackRock raise its dividend 2.5%. That might sound small, but this is still a 12-cent raise, going from $4.88 to $5 a share. Come on, guys, you know world domination is really expensive, and I'd rather they use that money for their continued evil, but they also authorized a 7 million share buyback program. Speaking of the devil, we have Comcast with a 7.4% increase. Dividend Aristocrat Air Products with an 8% increase. And we also had the Social Justice Warriors give a modest 5% increase. Alright, I need to make a video on what this company actually does one day. January must have just been a really profitable month. We also had other blue chip companies like American Express and ADM give 15 and 8% raises. And now for the reason you actually clicked on this video, to see all the dividend checks I got paid in the last month. To start off with here, we have the fan favorite and Jeppy. They rung in the new year with some great dividend payments. They pay me $23.86. Jeppy pays monthly dividends. It's an income ETF. You're also going to get some exposure to capital appreciation, and that's why I've been continuing to add shares over time. Let's just hope that they can continue to pay these big dividend payments. But as the market continues with its nonstop volatility, I expect those dividend payments to continue to be high. After Jeppy, we have the real estate company Vici Properties paying me $18.38. Vici does about half of its business in the Las Vegas metro area. They provide the land that a lot of hotels and casinos do business on. So I know that's always going to be an industry that's going to be hot in demand for tourism, recreation, bachelor parties, bachelorette parties. You know, it's always going to be there. After Vici, we have Chubb paying me $2.49. Chubb is an international insurance company. Only own a few shares, but they pay me $2.49. This has to be one of my biggest dividend payments ever, and that is for Medical Properties Trust, paying me $37.22. So I own like 120 plus shares of this company. An investor can still buy this for a ridiculous dividend yield, close to 9 to 10%. Obviously, there's been some concerns if MPW is propping up one of their tenants, which wouldn't be good news for investors. But, you know, there's been speculation and theories on this for, it seems like forever now, well over a year. And at this point, I haven't actually heard any glaring evidence that MPW is doing something shady. There's only so long that people can just throw out accusations. They continue to perform well. They have an earnings call next week, so I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye on that, seeing what they discuss. And, you know, companies like this, they continue to get audited by a third party. So MPW, they paid me $37.22. After MPW, we had Medtronic pay me $14.77. This is another dividend aristocrat that has a starting yield of over 3%. The next company to pay me dividends is the monthly dividend company, Realty Income, not Reality. They pay me $10.66. Now, obviously, I make these videos every single month, and every single month, the amount of dividends that I get from O continues to go up. That's because I choose to reinvest my dividends. So as long as O's 11,000 plus properties, as long as those tenants continue to pay their rent, that money is going to go back into my pockets as a shareholder. So I collected $10.66 this month, and I already know it's going to be a little bit higher come February. After realty income, we have the company that was previously known as NRZ Riddim pay me $3.39 this quarter. Super small position, but one of the more high risk, high reward positions in my portfolio. Then we have the old reliable and QYLD. They paid me $17.81. And I already know a lot of people are going to be yelling at me in the comments saying that QYLD is a terrible investment. I don't think it's the greatest investment, but I also don't think it's as bad as people are making it out to seem. They've actually been up 5.2% as of this recording for the year. So for people that say that QYLD never increases in share price, that's obviously not true. They've also continued to pay out 1% in dividends for about the past 10 years. So quite the impressive track record. I know there's certainly some risk when your capital gets eroded, but I'm just going to continue to hold on to them for the long run. And, in about 4 years, I should hopefully be playing with house money, and any additional dividends I get on top of that, that's just going to be 100% profit. We also had the big bank in JP Morgan Chase paying me $23.08. I would love for Chase Bank to come down in share price, gobble up more shares, and get even more quarterly dividend payments from Chase Bank. That's certainly way more than they pay me in my regular checkings account. I got paid about a quarter from SPY, the S&P 500 ETF. I'm still building up this position after I had to rearrange some funds last year, but I don't think one could ever go wrong just investing in the S&P 500. In my Roth, I also got paid $3.91 from Packaging Corporation of America. This is a really boring business. They just make boxes, but if you think about it, the whole world will always need boxes or something that's used to help transport or store goods in. The world would not be a very pretty place without boxes. So $3.91 from one of the newer positions in my portfolio in PKG. I also got paid $3.99 from XYLD. This is another income ETF. And then I also got paid $1.69 from Divo. This is going to give us a blend of income and hopefully capital appreciation. About a 5% starting yield with Divo. XYield will give you about 10% plus. I also got paid about $44 in interest from Fidelity. How about those crazy 4.2% monthly interest payments, guys? Wow. Anytime Uncle Jerome raises those interest rates, those money market accounts are also going to go up, and that's even more passive income for us. So I'm not going to include that in my dividend total, but really that was passive income that I did not need to work for, and I love how it compounds every single month. Altogether, I had 13 companies pay me for a grand total of $161.49. That's actually a 13% increase from last year when I made just $142.93. Yeah, I added in a new column for the new year. You might notice this tranche is actually lower than the last time it paid out in October. Now, the reason for this is because dividends don't work. No, just kidding. The reason for this is because Store Capital, they actually became a private company since October, and they no longer pay out dividends to the public. So that's $23 gone that I was getting every single quarter. And just based on the timing of the months, the triple Qs, QQQ, they paid dividends in October, but they also made another dividend before the year ended in December. So that's $14 that could have easily have went toward this tranche. Yeah, I know you all thought these were Mickey Mouse dividends, but they most certainly were not. So really not too concerned that my tranche actually delivered less income than it did last time around. My dividends still did their job. I can certainly depend on them. My monthly average dropped from $200 to $196 as a result of this. And my quarterly average, that's how much I make every 3 months, it went from $600 to $588. But no worries, I know I'll be setting new records come 3 months from now. I know I'm still probably making more money going to the bathroom at work, but every month, these dividends, they keep stacking up and helping me get that much closer to financial freedom. Again, I have no idea what the stock market will do tomorrow, and when and if inflation, if that ever gets fixed, how much money Uncle Jerome will print. But I know each of my dollars is like an army fighting to get me retired. I post my weekly buys every week for my Patreons, who also get access to my $120,000 portfolio, and we also chat together in a Dividend Discord community, so make sure you check out that link below. As always, hitting that like button helps out a small-time YouTuber. Let me know your highest paying dividend stocks in the comments below, and my videos, they can be found in podcast form under the Collect Cash podcast name.